So now that we dealt with the other topics of break-even point, the behavior of costs, and also the contribution, it's time for the margin of safety. Margin of safety has to do with how safe something is, and I'll explain to you what it actually means. It basically, again, we basically look again at the cottage industry's example to explain what margin of safety actually means. And so we basically see that the margin of safety is the extent to which the planned volume of output lies above the break-even point. So we calculated the break-even point. We know how much the company has to sell to actually cover the costs and to have a zero profit. And so we can look and therefore at the example again and see how much more a company wants to sell or plans to sell on top of the break-even point. So again, an overview here. Without the machine and with the machine, expected sales volume is the same in both situations. They plan to sell 500 units. Break-even point is different. We calculated 250 without the machine and 429 with the machine. So that's a difference. Margin of safety basically is then the difference between the two. So in this case, 250, and in that case, 71. And also margin of safety in percent is 50% here, and there it's 14% if we just take this as a kind of percentage value from the from looking at the difference in the numbers here. And so what we can see is that they have a or let's say a lower margin of safety compared to the situation without the machine. So they're less safe because they plan to sell 500 units, but if they, let's say, cannot sell that because there is a disruption in the economy, for example, they cannot sell that much anymore, and let's say they only reach 400 units, then they are in the loss. Here, they are much safer because even if the planned units cannot be reached, they still have a buffer of 250 units before they make a loss. So this is safer. So basically everything we said now, or most of it, says that this is the better option. But even though this is not safe or less safe, it also has advantages, as we saw with the contribution, which is higher, so higher profitability. And there's also something we're going to dive into in more detail later. Margin of safety can be used as a partial measure of risk, as I told you. So this situation here, we have more safety, there more risk. And so with this, I hope the concept of margin of safety is also clear to you.